With custom roles, QuickBooks Online Advanced has the most flexible user permissions available for QuickBooks Online. Roles help protect your data by making it easier to customize what your teammates can see and do. Let's go over how to create a new user and how to create a custom role. To start, select Settings, then Manage Users. Note that you need to be an administrator in order to create new users and custom roles. Select the Roles tab. Each role has a list of permissions that decides what a user with that role can see and do in QuickBooks. You can choose between some predefined roles, or you can also make your own. After you've set up a role, you can apply it to new, existing, or multiple users. If you want to change permissions, you can just edit the role instead of changing each user's access. Let's set up a role first, and then set up a new user with that role. Select Add Role. Our business has several estimators who only need to create and submit estimates. So let's set up that role and apply it to a new user. First, enter a name and description for the role. Select the Sales section to set permissions for specific transactions and actions. Also, if you use the Locations feature to track sales by location, store, department, or any other available option, you can choose which location the role has access to. Let's set this role to have full access to estimates for all locations and nothing else related to sales. Our estimator doesn't need access to expenses, but you can choose for a role to have that access or access to just bills or checks. This is also where you can assign a role the permission to approve bills if you have a bill approval workflow. Access to inventory management lets a role adjust inventory quantities on hand. Access to lists lets the role view, create, edit, and delete customers, vendors, or employees. Bookkeeping gives them access to downloaded transactions from your bank and credit cards, as well as the register, so they can see account balances and transactions related to those accounts. Accounting gives access to chart of accounts, account history, reconciliation, and journal entries. Payroll reports and activities are very sensitive, so be careful before you give permissions to them. Access to reports is also very sensitive. If you want a role to enter their own time, give it the Time Tracking permission. You can give a role access to certain administrative functions, such as updating your company info and your subscriptions and settings under the Account Management section. For this example, we will add a role to have access only to estimates. Once you're done, select Save Role. Now let's assign the role to a user. If you want to assign the role to an existing user, select Edit and select the role from the Roles drop-down. To set up a new user, select the Add User. Enter their first and last name, then their email address. Select the role you want to apply to them. Once you're done, select Send Invitation. This new user is ready to sign in, and they'll only have access to estimates. To see what actions a user has performed in QuickBooks, select View User Activity from the Action column. You can also delete them. If you're the primary admin and they're a company admin, you can make them the primary admin by selecting Change Primary Admin. You can also edit roles. Select the Roles tab. From here, you can edit or deactivate roles. Now you're ready to set up your own users and roles.